I never thought one random afternoon would destroy the image I had of my family forever. You know those moments where something inside you clicks, and you realize life will never go back to what it was? Yeah, that was me, standing in front of a cheap motel room, my heart pounding so hard I thought it might break my ribs. It all started with something stupid. I was on my way home from work, traffic was insane, and I decided to take a back road shortcut. That's when I spotted it, my dad's car, parked at a sketchy little motel just outside of town. At first, I laughed. What the hell is Dad doing here? Maybe he stopped because of car trouble? Or maybe he was meeting a client? But then my brain started piecing things together, the way he had been working late more often, the way he always seemed tired, the new cologne my mom never mentioned buying. So I parked. My stomach twisted as I walked toward the row of motel doors. And then I saw it, room 7. The curtains were drawn, but I recognized his jacket hanging over the passenger seat. My dad was inside. I almost turned around right then, but something burned in my chest. I had to know. My hand shook as I knocked. And when the door opened, when I saw who was inside, my world shattered. It wasn't my dad who answered. It was my mom. I froze. She froze. For a second, neither of us said a word. I just stared at her, my throat closing up, my chest heavy, my mind trying to process what I was looking at. She was wearing a silk robe I'd never seen before. Her hair was messy, her makeup smudged. She looked guilty. "Sweetheart," she whispered, her face pale. "What are you doing here?" "What am I doing here?" My voice cracked. "What are you doing here? With Dad's car outside? What the hell is going on?" She grabbed my wrist, pulled me inside, and shut the door. The air smelled like cheap perfume and something else I didn't want to think about. And there he was. My dad. Sitting on the edge of the bed, shirt halfway unbuttoned, looking like he'd just been caught committing a crime. Only, this wasn't the crime I expected. Because the truth was so much worse. My knees almost gave out. I leaned against the wall, staring at both of them like I was trapped in some twisted dream. "Explain. Now." My voice was shaking, but inside I felt like a volcano ready to erupt. Dad stood up, running a hand through his hair. "It's not what you think." Oh, that classic line. The line every cheater in every movie says. My head spun. "Not what I think. You're in a motel with Mom, and you both look like..." I couldn't even finish the sentence. That's when Mom's eyes filled with tears. "Honey, please. Just sit down. Let us talk." I didn't sit. I couldn't. "You've been sneaking around? Both of you? I thought Dad was cheating on you." I laughed bitterly. "But no. You've been cheating on me. On our family. With each other. What is this?" The silence was suffocating. Dad finally spoke. "Your mother and we can't be together at home anymore." That hit me like a hammer. He continued, "We've been fighting for years. You know that. We keep it quiet so you won't see, but the truth is, our marriage ended long ago. We stay under the same roof for you. For appearances. But here," he gestured around the shabby room, "here we can be us." My stomach twisted. "Here? A dirty motel? That's your big secret? You can't stand each other in the house, but suddenly you play lovers in a motel?" Mom shook her head desperately. "You don't understand. At home it's too hard. Bills, responsibilities, constant arguments. Here it's neutral ground. No pressure. We come here to remember what it felt like when we first fell in love." I just stared at her. My whole life, I thought I had parents who were strong, who stuck together no matter what. And now? Now I realized they were broken, pretending for me. Something inside me cracked. "You lied to me." My voice was barely above a whisper. "All these years. You made me believe we were a perfect family. You smiled at the dinner table, you tucked me in at night, You kissed each other on birthdays. Was all of it fake? Dad stepped closer, his face tired. It wasn't fake. We love you. That part is real. But marriage is complicated. And we didn't want to destroy your childhood with our problems. I felt sick. My hands shook. So instead you destroyed my trust. Do you realize how insane this looks? Do you know what it does to a person to catch their parents sneaking into a motel together like a dirty secret? They both looked at me like scared children. For the first time, I saw my parents not as superheroes, not as authority figures, but as flawed, fragile people, humans who didn't have the answers. And I hated it. I stormed out of that room, ignoring their voices calling after me. The cool night air hit my face, but it didn't calm me down. If anything, it burned my lungs as I gasped for breath, my chest heavy with betrayal. For days after, I barely spoke to them. Meals at home were silent. I'd come in, grab food, and retreat to my room. Mom tried knocking, Dad left notes by my door, but I couldn't face them. Because every time I looked at them, I didn't see my parents anymore. I saw liars. I saw people who had hidden the truth, who had chosen deception over honesty, who had built my entire life on a foundation of smoke and mirrors. But the story didn't end there. A week later, Dad sat me down. His voice was steady, but his eyes were wet. "We're going to divorce," he said. I felt like I'd been punched. Mom nodded silently beside him. "We wanted to wait until you were older. But after what happened, we can't hide anymore." My whole world tilted. All those Christmases, birthdays, vacations, it had all been an illusion. They had already been broken, and I was too blind to see it. At first, I wanted to scream. To pack a bag, to disappear, to never speak to either of them again. But then something strange happened. I realized maybe it was better this way. Because as much as it hurt, as much as I hated the lies, at least it was the truth. No more fake smiles at the dinner table. No more pretending everything was fine. No more motel rooms. Just the truth. Do I forgive them? Not yet. Maybe not ever. That night at the motel is burned into my memory like a scar I'll never heal from. But now, when I look at them, I don't see gods on a pedestal. I see people. Flawed, broken people who made mistakes. And maybe, just maybe that's the realest thing they've ever shown me. The end.